What if the gods themselves left behind sanctuaries where mortals could glimpse their destiny? Deep beneath the wine-dark waters of the Aegean Sea lies one of the most mysterious and powerful sites in all of Greek mythology, Poseidon's sunken temple. In ancient Greece, the sea wasn't just a body of water, it was Poseidon's domain, a realm of infinite mystery and power. The Greeks understood that the ocean held secrets beyond mortal comprehension. They believed the Earth Shaker, the god of earthquakes and storms, had created sacred places where the veil between present and future grew thin. Our story begins with Alexios, a young fisherman from the island of Delos. Unlike other mortals who feared the depths, Alexios possessed an unusual gift. He could hold his breath longer than any man alive, diving to depths that would crush ordinary lungs. The villagers whispered that Poseidon himself had blessed the boy, though Alexios never understood why. One fateful morning, as dawn painted the sky in shades of rose and gold, Alexios cast his nets into unfamiliar waters. A violent storm the night before had shifted the currents, revealing underwater formations never seen by human eyes. As he peered into the crystal-clear depths, something extraordinary caught his attention. Far below the surface, marble columns gleamed like ghostly sentinels. Ancient stone steps descended into an underwater valley, leading to a structure that defied belief. This was no shipwreck or natural formation. This was a temple, perfectly preserved beneath the waves, its architecture bearing the unmistakable mark of divine craftsmanship. Driven by curiosity stronger than fear, Alexios dove. The water around him grew colder as he descended, yet somehow he felt no need to surface for air. Schools of silver fish parted before him like curtains, as if recognizing his divine purpose. The deeper he swam, the more details emerged from the aquamarine shadows. The temple's entrance was flanked by massive statues of Poseidon, their tridents pointing toward a central chamber. Carved dolphins danced along the columns, their stone eyes seeming to follow Alexios as he passed. Ancient Greek inscriptions covered every surface, telling stories of the sea god's power and wisdom. At the temple's heart lay the most wondrous sight of all, a sacred spring that bubbled up from the ocean floor itself. These weren't ordinary bubbles of air, but spheres of pure, luminescent energy that rose like liquid starlight. Each bubble contained swirling mists and shifting images, scenes that seemed to dance with life and meaning. As Alexios approached the spring, a voice resonated through the water, speaking directly to his mind. It was ancient beyond measure, carrying the weight of countless centuries. The voice belonged to Nereus, the old man of the sea, Poseidon's most trusted advisor and keeper of oceanic wisdom. Nereus explained the temple's purpose. Long ago, when gods walked freely among mortals, Poseidon had created this sanctuary as a gift to humanity. The sacred spring drew its power from the very foundations of time itself, allowing those pure of heart to witness glimpses of what was to come. But this knowledge came with a price that few understood. The old sea god warned Alexios that each vision would demand something in return. To see the future meant accepting responsibility for what you witnessed. Some mortals had used the temple's power wisely, preventing disasters and saving lives. Others had tried to change destiny for selfish gain, only to discover that fate cannot be cheated without consequence. Despite the warning, Alexios couldn't resist approaching the spring. As he reached toward the glowing bubbles, visions began to unfold before his eyes. He saw his own village threatened by a massive tidal wave, houses swept away like children's toys. He witnessed his beloved sister falling gravely ill, and ships lost in storms that hadn't yet formed. But the visions also revealed hope. Alexios saw himself warning the villagers, leading them to higher ground before disaster struck. He observed the location of healing herbs that could cure his sister's future illness. The bubbles showed him safe passages through treacherous waters, knowledge that could save countless sailors' lives. The weight of this knowledge pressed down on Alexios like the ocean itself. He understood now why the temple lay hidden beneath the waves. Such power couldn't exist in the mortal world without consequence. Those who sought the future for wisdom and service would find their burden heavy, but their purpose clear. Nereus offered Alexios a choice. He could surface now, keeping the temple's location secret and living a simple fisherman's life. Or he could accept the role of guardian, using the spring's wisdom to protect others while bearing the loneliness that came with knowing too much. Alexios made his decision without hesitation. He would serve as the temple's mortal guardian, visiting the sacred spring only when the need was greatest. The sea god blessed his choice, granting him the ability to breathe underwater and communicate with sea creatures who would aid his mission. For years afterward, Alexios became known throughout the Aegean as the fisherman who always knew when storms were coming. Sailors sought his advice before dangerous journeys. Coastal villages listened when he warned of earthquakes or floods. He never revealed the source of his knowledge, understanding that some gifts were too powerful for common knowledge. The temple's influence extended far beyond one man's lifetime. Other pure-hearted mortals occasionally discovered its location, each choosing whether to accept the burden of foresight. Some became great leaders, using their knowledge to guide their people through difficult times. Others became healers, knowing which remedies would work before diseases fully manifested. This myth teaches us that knowledge and power always come with responsibility. The Greeks understood that wisdom without compassion becomes dangerous, while foresight without courage remains useless. Poseidon's temple represents the delicate balance between divine gift and human duty. In our modern world, we face similar choices daily. Technology gives us unprecedented access to information and the ability to predict trends and outcomes. Like the visitors to Poseidon's temple, we must decide how to use this knowledge responsibly. The story of the Sunken temple reminds us that true wisdom lies not in knowing the future, but in having the courage to act on that knowledge for the greater good. Whether we're making personal decisions or guiding others, the myth challenges us to consider the weight of our choices and the responsibility that comes with insight. Today, marine archaeologists continue discovering underwater ruins throughout the Mediterranean, each site holding secrets of ancient civilizations. While we may never find Poseidon's actual temple, the myth continues to inspire our imagination and guide our understanding of power, responsibility, and the eternal human desire to glimpse what lies ahead.